Hello everyone. In this video, let's discuss about AWS Elastic Container Registry. So firstly, let's see what is the agenda of this video. So firstly, let's get an introduction to the AWS ECR. After that, let's see what are the key features and benefits of that, and how the AWS ECR works, and what are the use cases. After that, let's get a demo on AWS ECR. So firstly, what is AWS ECR? So the AWS ECR is a fully managed Docker container registry provided by the AWS. So it is designed to securely store, manage, and deploy the container images used in containerized application. So it is a help to simplify the container image management with the secure storage and reliable access. So it's like a library where you can keep all the blueprint like images for your containerized application. So you can pull the images anytime to run your application on the AWS services like ECS, EKS, or Forget. So it can check your image for vulnerabilities to help ensure your application are secure. So in simple words, the AWS ECR make it simple and safe to manage the images you need for your containerized applications. Now let's see what are the key features of AWS ECR. So it's a fully managed easier. So that means it simplifies the setup and management of the container registry. So that means the AWS easier handles all the work of storing and manage your container images. So you don't need to set up or maintain your own server for this. And secondly, high availability. It ensures that your container images are available when needed. So your container images are stored in a system that ensure they are accessible whenever you need them. And the AWS ECR is integrated with the AWS services like Amazon ECS, EKS, and Amazon Lambda for the containerized workloads. And lastly, private and public repositories. So it provide two types of repositories: private repositories and public repositories. So the private repositories for storing your uh, proprietary container images securely, and the public repository allows sharing of the image publicly. And it provides the security and access control. So provide a fine-grained access control using the AWS IAM, stands for identity and access management. So you can control who can access your container images using the AWS permission. So ECR also scan your images for the vulnerabilities to make sure they are safe. So AWS ECR is a scalable, so it is automatically scale up with your application needs. So whenever your application require, it will automatically scale up the resources, and it will also support the standard Docker command line interface. So it provide the Docker command line interface to work with the existing Docker tools and the workflows. Now let's see what are the benefits of the using AWS ECR. So firstly, it reduces the operational overhead for managing container registries. So you don't need to spend time or effort to setting up and maintain the system to store your container images. So the AWS EKS ECR will take care of everything. So it will manage the storage, availability, backups, and updates for you. And it provides a enhanced security with encrypted storage and fine-grained access control. So that means all your container images are automatically encrypted, and it will help you to keep them safe from the unauthorized access. It supports the hybrid and multi-cloud environment using the public container images. So if you're running application in both a data center and the cloud, so the ECR allow you to use the same container images in the both places, and it simplify your workflow. Now let's see how the AWS ECR works. So the first step is you need to create a image. So you need to build a Docker image locally or using a CI/CD pipelines. So first you need a container images. So you can create this image on your local computer using a Docker, or you can set up a CI/CD pipeline like a Jenkins, GitHub Action, or AWS code pipeline to automatically build images whenever you update your code. So after creation of the image, you need to push the images into the ECR. So you can use the Docker CLI or the AWS CLI to push the image to the ECR. So after that, uh, you can control who can access your images using the IAM roles and policies. For example, you can allow only your application server or team member to use the certain images. So after that, when you are ready to use the image, services like ECS, like Elastic Container Services or the Elastic Kubernetes Service can pull the images directly from the ECR, and you can run it on your environment. And lastly, management. So it will provide a tag and version. So just like naming files, you can tag and version your image. So you can easily manage and deploy the right versions, and you can set the rules to automatically delete old or unused images to save the storage space and keep things organized. And lastly, let's see the what are the use cases of the AWS ECR. So the first one is application deployment. So it simplifies the deployment pipelines by interacting ECR with the ECS or EKS and the forget. So ECR make it easier to integrate with AWS services like ECS for running and managing the containers, and EKS for the orchestrating container using the Kubernetes, and Forget for the serverless container hosting. So you can directly pull the image from the ECR in your deployment pipelines. So it is automatic. It will automating the process of getting your application up and running. And secondly, hybrid cloud scenarios. So use ECR as a central registry for multi-region or hybrid cloud deployments. So if you are running your application across the multiple regions, on-premises data center or different cloud providers, so ECR act as a central hub to store your container images. So this will make it easy to use the same image whenever your application are deployed, and it ensure uh, consistency across the environment. And the third one is CI/CD integration. It will store and manage the images in ECR for automated testing and deployment. So uh, ECR is perfect for continuous integration and continuous deployment workflow. So your CI/CD tools like Jenkins, GitHub Action, or AWS Codeplane can store your Docker images in the ECR after building them. And lastly, image vulnerability scanning. So automatically scan container images for known vulnerabilities. So the AWS ECR can automatically scan your container images for known vulnerabilities in the operating system or libraries used by your application. So this will help you to identify the security issues before deployment. So it will help you to keep your application safe and reducing the risk of exploits. Now let's get a demo on AWS here. So in this demo, I'm going to push the Docker image into the AWS ECR. So there are two ways to push the Docker image into the ECR. So the first method is you need to install the Amazon CLI into your local machine, and you need to log in through your IAM role with the help of the access key and secret access key. So the second option is you can push the Docker image into the AWS ECR through the EC2 instance with the help of the creating IAM role with the permission with the certain permission. So in this demo, I'm going to use the second option, that is using the EC2 instance. I'm going to push the Docker image into the ECR. So firstly, so to push the Docker image using the EC2 instance, we need a IAM role. So firstly, let's create a IAM role with the certain permission. So going to go to the identity access management console. So in this console, click on roles. So here you need to create a role. So click on role, create role. So here select the AWS services. In the use case, you need to select the EC2. So click on next. So here you need to add ECR permission to the this role. So that role, the permission name called Amazon EC2. So here you can see the first permission, Amazon EC2 container registry full access. You need to add this permission to this role. So click on next, give a name for the role for EC2 to ECR. So click on create role. So here you can see the role has been created successfully. So now you need to go to the EC2 dashboard. So here I have created the instance. So in the name of instance for ECR. So you need to add the you need to attach the IAM role into this instance. So it's still in the pending state. So let's wait. Okay, now select this instance and go to the action, click on security. Here modify IAM role. So we need to attach the IAM role which you have created now into the instance. So here you can see role for EC2 to ECR. Click on update IAM role. Now we have successfully attached the IAM role to the instance. Now let's connect this instance. So I'm going to use the third-party application, that is Mob Extreme. For connecting the instance, it's a SSH client. So copy the public IP address. So before connecting to the instance, let's create a uh, repository. So that is a elastic container registry repository. So go to this console and click on create. So here you need to give a name for the repo. So I'm going to give ECR demo repo. So it's showing you need to give a name in the lowercase ECR demo, and leave the remaining configuration as a default. So click on create. So here you can see the repo has been created successfully. Now uh, um, now I'm going to connect the instance with the help of the SSH key. So I'm going to use the key pair which I have created while creating the EC2 instance. Now instance has been connected successfully. Take a sudo access. Now you need to install the Docker into this instance. So for that, give the command yum install docker -y. So it will help you to Docker install the Docker on your system. Now the installation of a Docker has been successful. Now you need to start the service, Docker service. For that, give the command service Docker start. After that, so let's check whether we have any Docker images. So give the command Docker images. So currently we don't have any images. So now I'm going to pull the HTTPD image into the this instance from the Docker Hub. For that, give the command docker pull HTTPD. So I'm going to pull this image from the Docker Hub. So here you can see this is the latest image. So this is the image ID. So tag is the latest. So after that, Now go to the ECR console. So this is the repository which we have created. So in this console, the AWS provide some push commands. So here click on view push commands. They will provide commands to push the Docker images into the repository. So here copy the first command. So it will help you to retrieve an authentication token and authenticate your Docker client to your registry. So copy the first command. So here paste it and hit enter. Now you can see login succeed. So now go to the AWS console. So here in the second command, so if you are using if you are use a Docker file to build an image, you can use the second command. But in this demo I'm going to pull the HTTPD image from the Docker hub, so that's why I'm not going to use this command. So I'm going to jump on to the next command. So this command is used to tag your image, so you can push the image into this repository. So copy the third command. So you need to change the image name. So my image name is HTTPD. So here you can see this is my latest tag, so you need to add the latest tag, so that is HTTPD, and in the end, so I'm going to tag as Docker hub HTTPD. Now give the command docker images. So here you can see this is the latest tag which we have tagged now. So this is the existing tag. Now go to the AWS console. So here is the last command to push the Docker image into the repo. So copy this command. So in the end, after the colon, so this is my repo name, ECR demo repo. So after the colon you need to enter the tag name, so Docker hub hyphen HTTPD. So this command used to push the Docker image into the ECR repo. So here you can see the pushing process has been started. So let's wait until it's finished. So the image successfully pushed into the ECR. So go to the console. So refresh. So here you can see this is the latest image which we have pushed into our repository. So you can use this image to deploy your application. So this is how you can use the AWS Elastic Container Registry. So, in simple words, the AWS ECR is a service that stores and manages Docker container images. So, it's like a private version of Docker Hub. So, where you can keep your container images securely and pull them whenever need for the deployment on the AWS services like ECS or EKS. So, it will help you to help the developers to store, manage, and deploy the containerized application easily.